What is going on, my beautiful friends and family, and welcome back to another video here on Team Acne. Now, you clicked this video because the title says how to cure your acne. Recently, I watched a video from a dermatologist where he gave 5 tips on how to cure your acne that people don't talk about as much. You know, you've heard the obvious ones like wash your face, use a cleanser, change your pillow sheets, things like that. But I wanted to bring you 5 of my own tips that people maybe don't think about very often, but definitely have a huge impact on how your skin is doing and how your breakouts are doing. So stick around because this is going to be an awesome video. Okay, let's just jump right into it. Number 1, now I bet you're guilty of this right now. I'm calling you out, and if I'm catching you, put it in the comments below. But leaning against your hand, stop doing it. You're either leaning like this, or you're leaning like that, or you're leaning like that. Whatever you're doing, your hand touches your face so much. And if you're in class, this happens all the time. Or if you work at a desk, you do this all the time. If you're watching videos, you do this all the time. And so much dirt and bacteria is on your hands. Think about how many times you go to the bathroom every single day and how many times you touch doorknobs every single day. There's bacteria all over your hands. You're putting it on your face, which is already sensitive to acne, and you're just giving your skin a harder time. So I know that one might be a little obvious, but I bet you go in the comments right now and you see a lot of people who are like, how did you know? Number 2, now this is super relevant right now because all of us are having to wear masks because of the pandemic. Now you've probably seen a lot of people talk about maskne or acne that comes from masks, but there's definitely some things you can do. Now if you want to see a whole video about this, I made a whole detailed video about this and it goes really in depth. But basically wearing a mask can cause acne, but we have to do it, right? So wear a mask that has breathable fabric that's natural, like cotton. Stay away from synthetic fibers because those can trap heat more and they're actually more irritating to your skin than a natural fiber like cotton. And if you have the ability to just skip over all of the masks and wear a plastic shield, even better because there's no point of contact except for your forehead. But depending on how you wear it, you could kind of have it against your hair, but really you're just reducing the amount of coverage on your face. If you can, then just try to wear the mask as little as possible if it's possible. But I know a lot of people they work in situations where they have to wear it for 12 hours a day. So what I've heard some doctors say is that putting a layer of moisturizer on your skin where the cotton is going to be is really helpful because it basically creates this barrier between your mask and your skin, and that can help a lot with your acne. Okay, number 3. Now this is one that is a huge contributing factor to acne. I've seen so many people tell me and vote on my polls before that this is their number 1 cause of acne. Are you ready for this? Reduce your stress levels. Okay, Brian, how do I do that? I'm stressed out because I have bills to pay, or I have a hard job, or I'm a student and exams are coming up. I know. I'm not saying you're able to eliminate stress. I'm not saying that you're able to live a life that's carefree because that's just not really feasible for a lot of us. But what I'm saying is that you need to really practice de-stressing activities, things that can bring stress away from your life, can reduce your stress levels without actually changing what you're stressed about. So what I'm saying is, if you start getting into meditation, or if there's a certain type of music that stresses you out less than maybe the more turn up kind of music that you listen to, or if being around a certain person or talking to a certain person or reading a certain book, taking a warm bubble bath, or there's so many different things, stretching, being out in the sun, just closing your eyes and breathing, turning off all your screens, stop listening to the news, politics, whatever it is, you need to go through and identify maybe the top 5 things that help reduce your stress levels. And then every day, hopefully, but maybe even at least just once or twice a week, go through that list and be like, have I done those things for myself? And if you haven't, do those things. I know it's not a direct, I'm not telling you, go use this benzoyl peroxide on your face or take this food out of your diet. I know those things are very actionable, and this is a little bit more, conceptual, but so many people report that when they're going through midterms, their acne flares up because they're stressed. So if you can reduce your stress levels, you can reduce your cortisol levels, you reduce the amount of oil you produce, and you reduce the amount of acne you have. This is a very valuable step that I think is hugely underrated. Okay, let's move on to number 4, but you definitely got to stick around for the last one, number 5. Number 4 is improve the amount of sleep that you get. Another one that seems pretty obvious, but I've had a ton of people answer my polls and they say that when they sleep less, they break out more. Now this one kind of ties into the stress one because I feel like when I'm stressed, I kind of can't sleep as much. I tend to get 5 or 6 hours of sleep instead of 7 or 8. But when I sleep less, 100% of the time, my face feels more oily and I get a lot more pimples. For me specifically, I get a lot more of those tiny red dots instead of like the larger pustules pustule, papule kind of ones that have white in them. But basically, it goes along the same line, is that when you're sleeping more, you're less physically stressed. Your body has more time to heal itself. It is basically just able to restore itself better, and it's able to keep your hormones in check better. So this just leads to having better oil production, which then leads to you having less acne. Again, sleep, it's one of those hard ones that it's like, so many people are gonna say, I don't have the ability to sleep more because I have so much stuff to do or whatever. Just go through your routine and see, what are you doing? Are you watching more than a half an hour or an hour of TV a night, you know, Netflix or whatever? Are you spending a lot of time on your phone? Are you not going to sleep as soon as you lay down? You know, you lay there for a couple hours before you're able to fall asleep. There's a lot of things you can do to address this. Turn off the screens, turn off your cell phone, put on some white noise in the background, or maybe some soft calming music. Get rid of all of the ambient lights. You can even wear earplugs for me, because sometimes the loud noises outside can keep me up. Basically, just do whatever it is that you have identified makes you sleep the best. For me, that's sleeping in really cold temperatures, like 64 degrees, and I'm golden. Okay, you stuck around for this last one, and this is probably one that you've never heard before, but is being proven in science right now, and there's a lot of scientific studies based on seeing if this improves acne, and so far, they're seeing a lot of improvements, and that's eat more omega-3s. So if you don't know about omegas yet, basically there's just fat in general, but then there are omega fatty acids, and everybody needs these because it's really important for our overall metabolic and like our immune system function. And so you probably heard maybe a few times before people saying like, you know, omega-3 pills and stuff, oil pills and stuff. Omega-3 does a lot of different things in the body, but when you are deficient in it, it can cause a lot of issues. And what we're finding is that people who are deficient in omega-3, as well as quite a few other vitamins like vitamin D, they actually have a higher level of acne when they, you know, check 100 people. The people who are lower in omega-3 have more acne. So what they started doing is dosing those people with omega-3 with a normal daily dose, or maybe slightly above a normal daily dose. And they saw that their acne started to improve. One of the reasons that they think is that omega-3 is highly anti-inflammatory. And as we know, acne is an inflammatory disease or skin issue. And so basically just taking some of that inflammation away can help with the actual, you know, size of the pimples, but also the redness of the pimples. So omega-3s, again, was one of those things that you might think, you know, whatever, underrated. I don't really think about my diet too much, but it's hugely helpful, and it's something to try. And if it helps you, then you just identified something that you can permanently use in your arsenal. And I think of acne as this large journey that you just slowly go down the path and you say, oh, that helps, that hurts, that helps, that makes it worse. You put these, you know, these weapons in your arsenal, and then from that point on, you go down this path of acne with more and more knowledge and more tools to help you whenever you're going through a breakout. So omega-3 is right there. So I've done videos about how to cure acne before, talked about my experience before, but I haven't done one with these kind of like odd tips that maybe haven't been talked about as much. I would love to do another one. So if you guys want to hear more of these tips, maybe a part 2 to this, let me know in the comments below, and I would happily do it, because I've got another 5, 10, 15 tips that I think a lot of people don't think about. And if you guys want to hear more of my information, more of these kind of tips, and more things that have been proven by science, you should definitely check out my acne program. It's theacnemethod.com. There's actually a specific section in the Acne Secrets book that is all about vitamins. And there's about 6 or 7 vitamins that they found when people are deficient in those vitamins in their diet, they have higher levels of acne. And so immediately when you find out what those are, you can go address that in your diet, start adding foods in that get those vitamins in, and I bet you're gonna see a huge improvement with your acne, because a lot of other people have. So check that out. It's theacnemethod.com. It's only $10. And of course, if you guys haven't already, check out my favorite skincare brand. It is by far the best on the market. All natural, all vegan, all cruelty-free, and small batch made. That way all the ingredients are active when they get to you. I use it for my acne scarring and my skin texture, as well as my redness, but it's effective for a lot of different things. So check them out. It's Banish. You can go to banishbrian.com. You can use Brian5 for $5 off your order of 50 or more. And I have nothing more than high remarks. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. It is the best product on the market. Definitely check them out. If you enjoyed this video, let me know what you thought in the comments below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and let me know what you think are your 5 best tips that you can give other people. Put them in the comments below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And remember, you are not alone. You are beautiful, and you're part of Team Acne. I'll see you skin bosses in the very next video.